Hello my fabulous friends, it is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters and thank you for joining me for a Kitaholic Kits design team layout. Now for this layout I started off with this super cute paper. I actually love both sides of this paper. I love the colours and I also love the brand of this paper. It has got a beautiful little texture to it and it's a really strong sturdy paper. I am going to go with this check side because I didn't have any crafty photos this month. So I'm just matting it onto a black mat. You can see I've got my 3 photos here. They're on a black and white mat. So white mat first, then followed by a black mat. Then I have my funny little cut file. This is a very photo specific cut file. And as you can see, it is a praying mantis. A super fun cut file, but yeah, not every day you're going to need a praying mantis cut file, that is for sure. And I just backed him in vellum, and obviously I cut him out on black and then I backed him in vellum because I just thought that went really well with the color scheme that I've kind of got going on here with my layout. I also chose to only back the praying mantis cut file in vellum because he's a little bit strange, and as much as he does enhance the page and really identify what the layout is about, I didn't feel like any more colour, especially because technically he would need to be green, would really go that well with the mood and feel of this layout. It just wasn't going to be quite right. So I actually found that by having him like that, he was more than striking enough. And I think that this works a lot better as opposed to introducing a whole new colour. So next I get started on my little clusters. I'm making this cute little rainbow cluster down near his legs. As you can see, I've kind of got a bit of a diagonal feel going across the centre of the page here with this particular layout. That was purely by accident, but once it got started, I stuck with that same sort of mood and feel with this diagonal design. I did run into a tiny bit of trouble when it came to putting on my title, which I don't know if you can see it there, is stuck to the edges of my bottle of glue, because I didn't actually end up leaving myself enough space. You may have seen at the start of the video that I had like a play as to where I wanted to put the big circle hello speech bubble in the center. But when it comes down to it, I haven't actually left myself enough room to put it in there. All my grand plans that I had were great, but I didn't end up laying it out quite in the right sort of dimensions, I guess. But I just work with what I've got. So here I am, I've built one little cluster down near the bottom right hand corner, and I'm just working on this next cluster here with that swirly arrow from the sticker sheet pointing at the super cute little teeny tiny praying mantis. So the background story of these photos is my boys and I were out on a bit of an adventure walk through this great little reserve that's near our house, and it has a few of those sort of pedestrian gates so that cyclists don't go through there. And it also stops any, if there's any wildlife and things that aren't able to get themselves in and out from getting in and out. And in this case, we'd opened and closed this gate and paid zero attention. And then all of a sudden, I think it was probably Jack, went, "Look at that." And next thing you know, there is this really cute, teeny tiny praying mantis sitting on the edge of the gate, which is really cool. And I don't think the kids had ever really seen one before. So seeing a little one that's not scary or anything like that was really quite fun. And of course, we didn't touch him. We just checked him out from afar and yeah, thought that was really cute. So you can see at this stage of the layout that I'm busy trying to get that speech bubble to fit, and it was tight. I didn't want to cover too much of the actual cut file, especially because it's right across his face and his eyes. If it was body, not so bad, but yeah, right across his head was a bit awkward. So I've tried to position it in a cohesive place, and that sort of worked, but then the actual sort of talking part, the little triangle, ended up on top of the praying mantis, and then he's so teeny tiny that you couldn't see the photo properly. So then I had to get my scissors and cut that bit down, and it was all just a bit crazy. It didn't quite work the way I'd had planned. And then I had this great idea of layering on the words real life, which in hindsight, we probably didn't even need. They could probably have been left off the layout altogether. I liked them at the time, but it ends up being so busy and so cluttered. I probably could have just left the title as hello and be done with it. But anyway, they're on there now. So obviously the thickers were pulled from my stash, and then the cut file I created in Silhouette Studio, and all the embellishments in the ephemera is either from the sticker sheet or from the Simple Stories ephemera pack. And I really love this collection. It is so cute. I love the colors. I do love the icons and things. Some of them are a little bit random. I feel like we need to have a takeaway night at home so that I can use a bunch of them, which we just don't eat takeaway, so that's my problem. But otherwise, I just really love them. They're super cute, super 80s, which is fun for me. And yeah, I really enjoy them. I love the colors. So I am now working on my third and final cluster, and you can see I've kept that diagonal flow across the page, just popping that sun over quite a lot of the photo of Thomas, because there's just heaps and heaps of dead space at the top of that photo, in the bush, just sort of showing the bushland, which is pretty, but not the point of the photos. The point of the photos, of course, is looking at that super cute little praying mantis. So I also popped up some word phrases on foam, but most other things are stuck flat to the page. It was just a nice little dimension there to pop something up on foam to go with the layout. So I think these stickers are the oldest stickers I have in my stash. They've got to be pretty close. So it was quite nice to finally use another one of those. Popping on a enamel dot or two. I always like to put two enamel dots together, a large one and a small one. I love the amount of teeny tiny enamel dots in this collection. I am not going to lie. I am very partial to teeny tiny enamel dots, and I am quite happy to see so many of them. I'm also a bit of a enamel dot organizer, so I like to use my enamel dots in order, so I finish off a row at a time. So if I need another color, I have to have I like to have used the previous color first, if that makes sense. But anyway, silly me raving. Of course, I have finished off my layout with some black splatters, and I hope you have enjoyed watching this process video, and I'll see you for one more layout using this kit this month. Bye everyone.